Yes, guys, and welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV for yet another pre-match pump-up. And guys, do stick with me. I'm out of action for the last 2 weeks doing them, so it might be a bit ropey getting back into it, but do stick with me. But like I said, welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV. It is your host, David, back after cheering the boys on to victory versus the Seagulls and versus the Bubble Boys. And it's good to be back. I have missed all of you, the pump-up army. Get a hashtag and hashtag pump up army in the chat. And it was great to be amongst the away crowd, witnessing Big H in the flesh, putting one away and kicking that Coke bottle. And to be at the West Ham game, well, that was the best atmosphere I've ever been a part of. To be honest with you, and I want more of that today, please, from the home fans. Look, just because it's Newcastle and it's not West Ham, it's not rival, it does not mean we cannot create the same atmosphere from that West Ham game. So let's go. All the home fans, all the fans going to the game. Let's make it an absolute cauldron. If you do want to come on and chat with me about today's game, simply go to the community section, smash that link, and get on here. And guys, feel free to super chat any questions or thoughts you may have about today's game. It is a great way to support your favorite channel, and make sure you stay tuned as well, as I'll be bringing you all the way to the watch along, who will also be bringing you the famous fan show after the game. And as soon as the starting lineups are out, I will also be bringing you them. They will be out at 3:30. But look, guys, let's get into it. Of course, we are home at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Kickoff is at 4:30 p.m. Referee is Martin Atkinson, and in the VAR room we have Paul Tierney. And it's time for the main event of the evening, and that is Tottenham welcoming the Magpies to N17. We should definitely get a trophy for bird hunting. I mean, we have sampled some exotic birds along the way this year: canaries, seagulls, eagles, now magpies. Now the Magpies Animal Rights will be having an absolute field day with us, so they will. And of course, with the final international break out of the way, the focus returns to an immensely high-pressure top four race in the Premier League, where we can't afford to drop many more points. This is Tottenham's biggest game since the cup final last year. A 2-goal win to take us into a top four. Will take us into the top four before Arsenal play Crystal Palace tomorrow night. It will be the first time the club have been in the top four in the final 2 months of a season since finishing fourth in the 18-19 campaign. Now, Arsenal, they do have a young team. We need to put pressure on them, on their young shoulders heading into this Palace game, and just basically ask a different sort of question on them. On this run-in, we need to just worry about ourselves, take care of what it is we need to take care of, and leave the rest in God's hands. But look, is also earned. It's not given. So we do need to keep winning games. And all I ask of this Tottenham team, if it doesn't happen, and look, it's not on our side, at least give the run-in everything you have and restore some pride back in this badge, back in the club, and back in the fan base. That's all I ask of this Tottenham squad. If we don't get it, at least try our best to be able to get it. Look, we do have to travel to Anfield to face Liverpool on May the 7th. But before that, we have 5 winnable games. We have Newcastle today. We've got Aston Villa, Brighton, Brentford, and Leicester. And we need to be winning all 5 of these, to be honest with you, to ramp up the pressure. I mean, look, today, it's not going to be an easy game. You look at all the results yesterday. Liverpool, although won 2-0 against Watford, really struggled. City won 2-0 against Burnley on another day. Could have been more. Chelsea getting slapped by Brentford. United slow out of the blocks against Leicester. I mean, the international break, it's very hard for teams to come back and just pick up where they left off and hit the ground running. So even if we don't perform well today, we still need to find a way to win. It's not going to be an easy game, and I am a bit nervous about it, just purely because of the international break. So it's up to us to come out here today, absolutely raring to go and to get the 3 points. Now, what I will say is we do have a bit of a day later rest than what the rest of the teams do, but Benji did play Thursday morning our time. So it'd be interesting to see what sort of shape he's in coming into today's game. And of course, Reguilon, we don't know what the story is with him. It's rumored he picked up an injury on Thursday in training, and nobody knows if he is starting. There are journalists out there who put out their predicting lineup, and they have put Doherty on the left and Emerson coming in on the right-hand side. Look, for me personally, I'm not happy with that. I think it takes too much away from the team. I think the only reason why Doherty is in the team is because he's better going forward than Emerson. Defensively, Doherty is all over the place. You look at the goal against West Ham, the ball was put over his head. He gave away the corner and lost the aerial battle in the corner. You go back to United, the first chance they got to put the ball over his head, he misjudged the flight of the ball, fell to Sancho into Ronaldo, nearly scored from it. And he also lost Ronaldo from the corner kick as well and didn't compete with him. So, and against Middlesbrough, he gave away, there's 2 set pieces nearly scored from. So defensively, Doherty is not all there. And to move him over to the left-hand side, you're taking away from what he is good at and what he is bringing to this team. Look, I would rather put Ben Davies out. Oh, actually, I don't want Ben Davies out there. He's too slow. I'd rather put Bergwijn out there. If he's putting out his little social media messages, his little Snapchat messages about being valued and everything else, put him out there. Tell him this is your chance to shine, and let's see if he can take those minutes. But I don't want to see Doherty at left wing back. It does concern me, to be honest with you. Now, the next few games will be interesting. Might tell us something about the characters in the Tottenham squad. Look, for me, what sort of characters am I looking for? Well, I mean, look, I just want to see fight. I want to see heart. I want to see passion. I want to see us doing absolutely everything we can to do to win a game. I want to see mentality. I want to see steel. Look, I just want to see this Tottenham team do everything to win. That's what I want to see over these last 9 games. I mean, for me, look, it's 9 cup finals. 9 cup finals we have now. We need to be winning at least 7 or 8 of them to be able to get this top 4 race. So I just want to see that winning mentality. I want to see that fighting. I want to see the fighter in them. I want to see the fighter in them. I want to see contest mentality rub off on them, and I want to see them do everything they can to be able to do it, to be honest with you. Now, guys, I do expect Newcastle to head to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium today with a defensive mindset, and bagging a point in this fixture is more satisfactory for them, to be honest with you. Look, I know their long unbeaten run came to an end after defeat against Chelsea and Everton and before the international break. And both of them goals, interestingly, coming late in the game as well to be able to secure them the victories. So maybe if it is a case where it's 0-0 going into the last 5 minutes, do not give up hope. Newcastle do concede some late goals. They switch off late. And that's what caused them 2 defeats ultimately. So we got to stay switched on right to the very end. But look, Newcastle will not want to undo all of their hard work and slip back into a relegation battle. Now, it's very possible for them to be able to do so because they do have Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, Norwich, and Burnley all left to play. Like, you look at Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, you don't expect them to take anything from there. If Norwich and Burnley or Leeds can pick up points and close the gap, but then all of a sudden Newcastle are back in it with Norwich and Burnley still to play. And then it's straight off fight between them. So they don't want to be dragged back down into that. So I know a lot of people are saying, well, Eddie, how he doesn't set up his teams defensively and stuff like that. But we have to remember he's under huge pressure. There's huge money there at the club. And all his task to do is keep them up any means necessary. I think they'd come here happily today to take a point. Now, how do we break down these low block teams? I will get into that. Well, for me, I think, look, with Romero and Davies, you've seen it at times this season. Romero will go forward, offer an option. Over the left-hand side, Davies will break from the back three and go forward and offer an option. And for me, I want to see that today. If Newcastle are going to sit in, get Davies forward when the ball is down the left-hand side. Get Doherty the ball, or get Romero going forward when the ball is down the right-hand side. Create overlaps, 1-2 situations. I really ask questions, but another thing I'd like to see is Bentancur. dropping deep to get on the ball at every opportunity possible and just spraying passes about the place. Progressive forward passes. You don't necessarily have to go for the killer ball every single time. But when you do look to break down a low block team, you've got to move the ball quickly. I don't want to see any of this 4 or 5 yard passes, taking 3 touches at walking pace, slowing the game down when the onus is on us to go and break down the team. So we've got to move the ball quickly, get runners in behind, get people dropping short, looking for it to feet, mix it up, and really ask questions of this Newcastle team. Look, for me, I actually think their back line is probably their biggest weakness. Their midfield today, if it is the midfield we're predicting of John Joe Shelby, Joe Linton, who's been described as Kieran Trippier as Moussa Dembele-esque, and then you've got Bruno Gomes. Well, this guy's absolutely shit hot. So it's going to be a tricky job for them. And if they do get the ball off us in a deep defensive position, you've got Joe Linton who can carry the ball up the field, or you've got John Joe Shelby or Bruno Gomes who can hit Matt Maximum, who can hit Chris Wood to hold up the ball, who can hit Fraser in behind. So we have to be very wary of that, and we do have to be look after the ball when we are going forward with it. Now, look, Newcastle are unlikely to produce that attacking threat, as we know, Spurs fans. But like our biggest problem is breaking down low block teams who sit in. So we do have to be, look, the onus is on us today. So we have to go out there and do everything we're doing with purpose. Now, if ideally what I would like to do is invite Newcastle onto us. So it's a bit of a tactic that Conte has used before, where he invites the opposition onto him for the first 5-10 minutes. And we try to take the ball off them and counter. Now, I can get why he does that, because rather than get straight on the ball and get that team pinned back on the edge of their box and hard to break down and not encourage them to come out whatsoever, it makes it a long afternoon for Tottenham. But the reason why I think we do it is because we look to catch them on the counter and get that early goal so that the game plan they come to the stadium with is out the window. And I think that's what we should do today. Let them have the ball for the first 5-10 minutes. What are we good at? We're best at counter-attacking football. Son, Kulu, Kane. You look at Bentancur against West Ham. How many times do you pick up the ball deep, play it into Kane who drops deep, puts the ball in behind for Sonny? Why not do that for the first 5-10 minutes? Try and see what we can do there and try and get that early goal and just completely take their game plan out the window. Because once you do that, it kind of puts their squad in disarray up until half-time, until the manager can get in and sort it out and maybe have words with them and stuff like that. Because very rarely you see managers changing stuff before halftime. And then we have the rest of the half to go at them and try and kill the game. So for me, I think that's what we should definitely be doing today. Now, of course, guys, we did win the reverse fixture 3-2 back in October under Nuno Espirito Santo. Spurs allowed a second-minute goal and made it tight with a late own goal as well. From Moon Boots, that was. I think Callum Wilson got their first goal inside like 2 minutes. But the majority of the match was played comfortably with a lead. Goals from Tanguy Ndombele, a cheeky Kane flick, and the classic Kane-Son combination won us that game in the end on the day. So there's no reason. Now, look, it is a different Newcastle team. There's no reason why we can't do it today. It is not impossible. Tottenham have won 4 of their last 5 league games as well, having lost 4 of the previous 5. And we have scored at least twice in each of our 5 most recent games in this. So, like, we are scoring goals, and we have completely flipped the script from losing 4 from 5 to winning 4 out of 5. The only loss in that 4 out of 5, of course, came to United, which I didn't think we deserved to lose. So we are on a good spell of form, and we really do need to take that into today's game. And when you look at the last results, 4 out of 5 games, for me, I actually think this is a side that is starting to click into gear. They're purring, they're roaring. They're like a tamed animal just waiting to be let out of its cage under Conte. And hopefully that continues for these last 9 games. Hopefully we can have a very good running, because Chelsea got slapped by Brentford 4-1 yesterday. 4-1 by Brentford at home, which now, if we win today, it puts us 4 points behind them. With everything that's going on with Chelsea at the minute, they could easily crumble, and all of a sudden 2 spots could open up. Now, look, that is probably a bit in dreamland right now, a bit delusional, but it's possible. In football, anything can happen. So that's why we've got to win these games. We've got to be winning these games. We've also actually kept 3 clean sheets in our last 5 league games as well. And the back line does look solid now that we are starting to get a bit of consistency together as well, which I'm absolutely buzzing about. The back line, there's some cohesion about it. And for me, it's purely because we're picking the same back three every single game. And it means then that they can develop understandings. They learn to know each other's games, their weaknesses, what they're good at, positions they need to be in to receive the ball, positions they need to be in to be able to help help out each other. And that's why you're seeing the clean sheets that we've kept that I alluded to, 3 in the last 5. So hopefully that can keep continuing. Now, for me, look, the improvement in the back line is down to one man and one man only for me. And that's Christian Romero. Look, credit to Eric Dyer, who stepped up this year massively. Credit to Davies, who stepped up massively this year. But as we've seen in years previous gone by, they're not like you can't create defense out of them, but you need someone else solid with them, and that's this Romero guy. For me, I think we have one of the most exciting, if not one of the second best, if not third best centre back in the country. This guy is old school. He absolutely relishes defending. He is up your hole for 90 minutes long, and what that does is, like, look, I broke into the senior team over here at 16, and there was a guy at centre back called Kenny. He was just old fashioned. You stood on him, he was rubbing his studs down the back of your boots. You tried to run away from him, he's pulling your jersey and he's running with you. And every single time the ball came into feet, he wants to clatter you. And ultimately what that does then is it makes you decide, do I want to go by this guy because he probably hurt me? Do I want that? And then ultimately what it does, being so touch tight to a player, it makes them go backwards, which is not where they want to be going. It makes them think things, alter their decisions that they would probably normally make, and makes them change the game and really puts them off. And that's what Romero does to players. You look at Mikel Antonio. How much did he really want to be there after the first half? Romero absolutely schooled him. We took him to school, gave him homework and corrected it. It's absolutely unbelievable, this guy. I think the improvement since this guy has come in has been absolutely unbelievable. Up until the spanking of the bubble, boys, there were some complaints about Sonny. This is another one I want to address, about his finishing and his decision-making. But here's a good stat for people out there. Sonny has scored 8 goals in his last 8 Premier League matches at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Overall, he's the highest scoring player in home Premier League matches this season with 10 goals. With this, the first campaign he's ever reached double figures at home as well for goals. Now, the big question is, can Son keep maintaining that? But before I answer that question, I want to answer the first part to it. And it's like, look, despite all the criticism Son was getting up before the West Ham game, and I get it, I fully get it. Look, some of his touches were wrong. He wasn't looking like the same player we had last season. But the guy is using his brain more. He's using his football brain more. He's getting into better positions, making more intelligent runs. His decision-making is after really improving, as you can see here with the home goals, the assist the guy has this season as well. So for me, he really is improving, and hopefully Sonny now can continue this now going forward for the last 9 games, because we need him on top form, along with Harry Kane, the whole starting 11, to be on top form. But in terms of going forward, look, although people think Sonny hasn't had the best season, he's still producing stats every single week, and hopefully he can keep doing it. And then same as Big H as well. Harry Kane has been directly involved in 25 or more goals in 8 consecutive seasons. For me, I think we're witnessing a legend in the making, and I think with Son and Kane being the most deadliest duo in the Premier League, I do think we have to. Look, we're only going to get a couple more years of top years out of them. So I think right now we should just sit back and enjoy it rather than try and overanalyze it, to be honest with you. I think because once they retire, we're all going to sit there and reminisce on how good they were. We're going to struggle to replace the connection, the goals, the assists that they bring for a little period as well. So I do encourage Spurs fans just to kind of sit back and enjoy it for now. Now, I know people are going mad. They're screaming for the team news. So I'm going to give it to you. So, of course, for today, Ben Davies is available after he returned to the club following Wales' win over Austria as a precaution. And by the way, big up Wales, who allowed him to return. And basically, because Spurs have helped them out in the past before, they didn't want to risk Davies pulling up with another injury. So they really helped us by sending him back to Tottenham. So big up all involved out there. Ollie Skip and out with the groin, still Ryan Session with the hamstring. but are both expected to return to training next week and be available for selection ahead of next weekend's game. So that will be absolutely crucial. And then, of course, Japhet Tanganga is out with his knee injury. And we expect him, well, he is out until the end of the season now, going to get a bit of surgery on it. And then Sergi Reguilon, the big question is over Sergi Reguilon. Does he start? Well, we'll find out exactly in 11 minutes' time, guys, so make sure you stay with us. For Newcastle, former defender Kieran Trippier is out with a metatarsal fracture, not fit enough for today's game. Callum Wilson, I think, is also out, and there's a few other that aren't really of note. But players like Alan St. Maximin, John Joe Selvey, Fabian Schär, Martin Dubravka, 4 players who walked straight back into that 11, they are all back in contention today and return from the short-term troubles. So they do have a lot of players back today, boosted by a hell of a lot of players coming back as well. Hopefully everybody is enjoying this pre-match pump-up, guys. If you are, let's smash that like button. Let's smash that subscribe button as well. But look, I think it is about time that I stop rambling. And I think we actually start getting on some guests. So what do people think? Let's get them on. Hopefully everybody did enjoy it. But who's first? We've got Big Mike. Mikey boy, how you keeping, my man?
Come on, my brother. All good out here. All good.
Look, I'm absolutely
what are you saying
for today's game, my man. Look, the international breaks, it was a good one for Ireland. I'm not going to lie. Drew against Belgium, beat Lithuania with Troy Parrott scoring a screamer last minute to get the result. But there is no better feeling than having Tottenham back. And all week I've been excited for this game. Mike, are you pumped ahead of today's game? And is this Tottenham's biggest game since the cup final against Man City last year?
Boy, I think, is it the biggest game? I think all these next 9 games are pretty big, but it starts with the first one. If we don't get the 3 points today, you could start, thinking about ruling it out. So I'm pumped for the game. I actually believe we're going to win. I don't know why, but I just feel if we turn up, play our game. I was a little bit nervous when we came back to play Brighton in the FA Cup after the last break, I think, we rolled them over, to be honest. So I'm hoping we just come up, fire in the belly, and hopefully, Newcastle have a little bit of an international hangover. But yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 for quick prediction for you now. And big up the boys.
I absolutely love it. Look, 3-1, you're feeling confident. A lot more confident than me, actually, for the first time in a long time. I'm more nervous today than what I was heading into the City Cup final last year, to be honest with you. And do you know why? It's just that you look at the games yesterday, teams were slow to kind of get into the rhythm and things after the international break. And just that whole Spursy thing as well, So I am a bit nervous today. But what sort of characteristics do you want to see from this squad over the last 9 games, Mikey?
I feel like I just always say the same thing. I want to see fight, passion, determination, desire to win the game. You can't win the game without these essential qualities to begin with. Then your quality and your world-class attributes will show through. But this is the Prem. If you don't have that physical fight, determination, just that grit to get over the finish line, then, it's going to show in the game. You might lose or get a draw. So as long as we turn up, I can't remember if you said it on this stream or I was watching your stream before on your channel, but hopefully Conte's his personality will rub off on the squad. And it's about that kind of determination to win will filter down into the team. And I think we started to see that. I mean, Conte's words, not mine. He said that we arrived after the West Ham game. So we've arrived. Let's see if that's true. Don't let him down. Every time he backs this team, the team have let him down, in my opinion. But let's hope that they really come up and if we play our game, I can't see us losing. I'll be honest with you, I really can't. Maybe a point is the worst case scenario for me, but I would say that's still a bad result. So we need to go in there and hopefully we go 2-0 up in the first half and really just kind of see it out.
Do you know what? For me, I agree with you, actually. First of all, I think a point, look, although I wouldn't snuff my nose at it, worst case scenario, you take a point, but it's a bad result for us. We need 3 points. I wouldn't be happy with a point whatsoever. And just to touch on your point about anytime Antonio Conte bigs up Tottenham kind of falls flat on his face, I mean, that's another fear of mine. It is true. And the same, he was out speaking about Eric Dyer again, about being one of the best defenders in the league and stuff like that. And the last time he done that, I mean, I think Dyer gave a goal away against West Ham. So I mean, look, it makes me nervous. But Mike, let's talk about the defense at the minute now. Obviously, they have improved. Like I said, we've kept 3 clean sheets out of the last 5. We've won 4 out of our last 5 compared to losing 4 out of our previous 5 before that. And Romero's been a big part of it. But despite saying all that, we are still very vulnerable from set pieces. And Newcastle have some big men in there today. They've got Chris Wood. Fabian Schär is no stranger to meeting a header. And there's Kraft, I think, is a big guy. There's some big guys, Joe Linton, big guys in that Newcastle team today. And even though we were excellent against West Ham, what was our downfall? Another set piece, which it was against Burnley and many other teams this season and last season. I mean, are you worried about set pieces here today?
100%. I think as Spurs fans, we'd be foolish to think that we can win a game with just 1 goal. So we need 2 or more goals to really secure 3 points. We do, unfortunately, have a goal against us. That's just kind of how it is at the moment. It, like you said, it does seem to be mainly from set pieces. And we've had that problem before Conte, before Nuno. You know, we've had this problem for, as far as I can remember, at least 5-6 years now. It seems to be quite a big issue for us. I guess it's a testament to our kind of signings. We haven't really signed anyone physical over this sort of tenure. And hopefully that's changing with the likes of Romero, Bentancur, Kulusevski. That's, you know, especially Kulu for his age of 21. I always forget he's 21. I mean, he's just such a natural fit into this league already. So I think that will change with Conte now. I think he knows how to build, you know, a title challenging, a title winning side. And if we're given the tools to do that, that'll be the case. But I agree with you. I just can't, even though it has been good defensively, I can't predict Tottenham not to concede. So it'll be 2-1 or 3-1s if I believe we're going to win. But if we get the clean sheet, that'd be great. Are we capable? Yeah, we're definitely capable. They just got to concentrate. You know, Dyer and Romero need to control and command that box when it comes to the set pieces. But yeah, unfortunately, that is probably how we're going to concede if it is going to happen today.
Look, Mike, the thing is, a lot of us Spurs fans, we think, look, on average, compared to maybe some other Premier League squads, we probably do have a bit of a team on the short side. Is that a factor for the set pieces, or is it just a point where
100%.
they're concentrated so much when the ball is in play? As soon as the ball goes out of play, they think they can have a breather, they think they can relax. Whereas in hindsight, that's when you've actually got to really stay focused and switched on.
You got to stay focused and switched on the whole game. If you want to win games and then, you know, go on to bigger things and win silverware, you've got to be concentrated 110%. This is how it's got to be. There's no room for error. There's no margin for that. Errors lead to goals at the highest level of the game, and that's what we're playing at. You know, you touched on the height. That's definitely an issue. I think that is an issue. When we wasn't conceding so much, I'm trying to think back to the team, you know, maybe we might have to go back to like Michael Dawson and Yunus Kabul and like big lads that we used to have in the squad, maybe not conceding set pieces, but I could be wrong. You know, we might just have a weakness in this in our sort of development as a team over, you know, so many years now, where we just seem to always concede almost regularly set pieces, game in, game out. You know, maybe we have to get a set piece specialist for defensive training. I don't know. You know, the modern day era, maybe it's a psychological thing. But if anyone can fix it, it'll be Conte and his staff. So we just got to give them a bit of time and just hopefully get the right couple of players in the future that can help sort of patch that weakness in our game.
Spot on. And talking about specialists, I mean, it's not a bad idea. 2 examples. Liverpool brought in a throw-in specialist. You know, I mean, it just goes to show that they're covering every sort of aspect of the game,
exactly.
which is madness. And then Belgium took a set-piece specialist off Ireland, and he's now a part of the Belgian backroom team. And they scored a set piece against Ireland when Ireland don't concede from set pieces whatsoever. So I definitely think a specialist coming in would really help. Like, look, there's a specialist for absolutely everything these days in football. So we have to get with the times. And if there's not one there already, we definitely do have to bring one in, Mike. And look, Mike, we are 2 minutes out from lineup. So I am going to throw a question at you, brother. But I will have to stop you as soon as the lineups are out. Hopefully you can understand that. So I'm going to throw a softball question, and then I'll show you the real question I want to after. But how do you think Bentancur and Højbjerg will match up physically in the midfield today? And I'm expecting it to be Shelvey, Gimenez, and Joe Linton. And are you worried about us facing the midfield 3 today? Because when we faced the midfield 3 against United and the way they played it, they found it very easy at times to be able to pop the ball around.
I'm always worried just because an extra man in the middle is not handy. I think it will. Oops, sorry. I think it will come down to I think Kane does a lot of hard work filling in that number 10 role for us. Kulu and Kane will be quite important just to help provide a few more numbers when it's needed. But I think Højbjerg and Bentancur, the last 3 games or so, have proven to me that they're capable. They can control this midfield. They can string some passes together, knock it over the top, get it to Kane. The key is get it to Kane, let Kane do his thing. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it anymore. It reminds me kind of back in the day, old school Gareth Bale tactics. Get it to Bale and just let him do his thing. So get it to Kane. Kane's got the vision, and I think Bentancur and Højbjerg, Shelvey, they're better than Shelvey. Joelinton, who was the other guy? I can't remember who said. So I'll be honest with you. I think we should. He was a new signing, right? So, fair enough. I'm not seeing much of him yet, me personally, in the Prem, but obviously I've heard good things about him. I know about him on FM, to be fair.
Mikey, I have to stop you. We have the lineups out. First of all, I do want to say to people, I was watching the video, the players arriving, there is no Reguilon in the team, but I have Reguilon, or I have the team here for everybody. So it is Lloris in goals. Emerson Royale, I presume, will be the right wing back. Romero, Dyer, and Davies across the back 3, with Doherty over on the left wing back position, which I'm not a fan of, and we'll ask Mikey on that. In midfield, it's unchanged with Højbjerg and Bentancur, and the front 3 is unchanged as well with Kulusevski, Son, and Kane. On the bench, guys, we do have Golini, Rodon, Sanchez, Winks, Jamie Bowden, the young Irish kid. He's on the bench. And then we also have Harvey White, Bergwijn, Lucas, and Scarlett. So no Reguilon in the team. So he must have picked up an injury on Thursday. And I just wonder why it wasn't put out there on Friday in the press conference then. Why weren't we told Reguilon was out? That's what I don't understand. Like, why are we waiting until Saturday afternoon? And journalists are putting out, Reguilon got injured in training yesterday. Don't know whether he's playing or not. Just tell us Friday whether he's playing or not. But what do you make of Doherty playing at left wing back, Mike? Are you concerned? Are you happy with the selection that Conte has done here? What's your thoughts?
I mean, maybe he just doesn't have a choice. I think I am concerned because I agree with everything that I've heard in the previous stream that, Doherty's more naturally suited to the right-hand side. This is where he's kind of going to have his most attacking joy. So he's going to have to play sort of like an inverted wing back, so more underlapping rather than overlapping. Which I'm not sure is what we need because the wing backs are width at the end of the day. So I'm not convinced it's ideal for us, but I'm just guessing Conte weighed up his options. Like, I'm even looking at the bench. We don't even have like a wing back on the bench. If I was to be honest, looks like Bergwijn might have to fill in that and Lucas. You know what I mean? So it's a bit difficult, but otherwise the rest of the team I can't really complain about. It is what it is. But Doherty's done well the last few games. I don't want to dig him out. He's done well the last few games. If he can give us a decent game in left wing back today, then my hat will be off to him because it's not his natural position. So I wouldn't be able to stick him on that. So if he can give us a 6, 7 out of 10 today, that'd be great. And
look, do you know what, Mike? I actually hope he proves me wrong. Like, that's what I want at the end of the day. But when I look at it, yes, he's been playing well going forward and in games where the onus has been on us, but defensively, he's still suspect. So look, I really do hope he proves me wrong today. I really do. But look, Mike, one question I do want to ask, and you were touching on maybe the improvements since Kulusevski and Rodrigo Bentancur has come in. So since the arrivals of Kulu and box-to-box Benny, we have seen an instant improvement in the team, other players around them, and in the formation, which a lot of people were questioning. Why do you think that is?
To be honest, I can only assume it's just their quality as players. If you sign better quality players, they're going to do something. Look, I know we didn't spend millions and hundreds of millions in them or whatever. 20 mil looks like they're good bargains for what we put the money down for. But we were getting players like Clinton NG, like guys I've never heard of. What did we spend on him? 15 mil. I think we spent 10 mil on and Kudu. If people don't know these names, there's a reason why you don't remember these players' names. They were absolute garbage. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They were crap. Now we got some players that are actually contributing to the squad, not just in performance, but actually in numbers and in stats. This is incredible. It's like this is how it should be. And that's a testament, not just to the players, but that's to Conte as well. Believing in the system, getting the players that he needs for the system. And I just think, honestly, 2-3 more windows, I really believe we could have a title challenge inside if Conte stays, believes, and probably Kane is so integral to this right now as well, for us to be honest.
100%, my man. 100%. You're absolutely spot on there. For me, and I just think it's about the quality of the players. Look, for me, I was screaming for it up all the way up until the January transfer window, during the transfer window. Anyone that asked me, what signing do you want to see at Tottenham? My first answer was a ball-playing midfielder, because we were relying on Harry Winks to do it. And look, the guy just cannot do it. You look at Bentancur, he's come in and he's showing up Harry Winks straight away. Within the first 30 seconds, he done like what? Some sort of like Zidane sort of move, and then spray the ball out to Lucas. You know what I mean? Within the first 30 seconds, he showed Harry Winks up. He's brave on the ball. He can run with the ball. He can win the ball, and he can spray passes, and he has an eye for a pass, and he always tries to pass forward. And that's been the biggest improvement in terms of us in midfield and going forward, in my opinion, is having someone that can do that. And Bentancur has come in and shown exactly why Spurs fans should never be looking to get any more out of Winksy if he can't produce it. You just got to say, look, cut the crap. He's not at the level we need. Bentancur has shown us that. And then when you look at Kulusevski, I mean, for the last couple of years, we've been screaming out for someone on that right-hand side to link up with Son and Kane. We gave Bergwijn a chance of 15 to 20 games under Jose Mourinho. He didn't take it. Bale was given a chance. Okay, he done well when he came in there, got some goals and that. And then we've also given Lucas games out there. But Kulusevski has come in straight away, blown all three of them out, or blown Lucas and Bergwijn out of the water, and he's starting in the team. And again, we should never allow ourselves to get into a situation where we're picking Lucas Moura because he works harder than anybody else. In a position where you're looking for end product, you're looking for output. Same as Bergwijn. And look, I know Bergwijn's been on fire for Holland lately. But for me, these two players have come in, and it's just the quality. It's the quality. Like when Bentancur gets the ball, Kane knows if I make a move to go into a position to receive it, he will get it to me. Do you think he thinks that about Harry Winks? No, of course he doesn't. You know, do you think any of the players thinks that about Harry Winks? No, of course they don't. So that's why when Bentancur gets the ball, Harry Kane will make these runs. Some will make these runs because they believe and they have the trust in the players. And same as Kulusevski. So I think that's definitely bring the biggest improvement. I just want to tell everybody the Newcastle lineup, a bit of a surprise here, but there is no Bruno Guimaraes. So it is Martin Dubravka in goals, Javier Manquillo, Fabian Schär, Dan Burn, and Matt Target across the back line. It's John Joe Shelby, Joe Linton, and that gooner, Joe Willock. He's in that midfield, so I wouldn't mind smashing him one today. Put Romero on him, give him a taste. And then Ryan Fraser, Maximum, and Wood up front. So no Bruno Guimaraes in that midfield, which is very interesting. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Joe Willock has scored against us before, so I wouldn't mind smashing him early. But look, Mike, anything else you want to add, my man, before we let you go? I've really enjoyed this conversation with you, you know.
Listen, I love being with you, Dave. It's good. What can I add that I haven't said already? I'm just going to keep it quick because I know there's people waiting. Bobby K, legend, Westy, big him up in the back row. So I take a bit away, guys. But come on, you Spurs. 3-1. Let's keep it rolling. 8 games afterwards. Let's make sure we get to that North London derby with something to fight for. That is the most important thing. I don't want to go into that game with nothing to play for. So let's make sure we win.
There'd be nothing worse than that game being a dead rubber, Mikey. Or like Arsenal celebrating and we're just sitting there like our season's over. You know, it'd be absolutely nothing worse than that. So absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. But look, Mike, really do appreciate you coming on. Fantastic guest, fantastic conversation. It's a good sunny day out there. Get the cans in the fridge, pull them out at 4:30, ice cold, ready to go. Mikey, Tottenham are back, baby. Come on, you Spurs. In Conte we trust. Give me
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on. Absolutely love it, Mikey. Absolutely love it. Sun's out, guns out. He's got the jersey on. What more do you want? But big up, Mike, and we'll see you soon, my man.
In a bit. Come on.
And there you are, guys. Big Mikey. Everybody get in the chat. Show him some love. What an absolute guest. Absolutely brilliant. I do want to go into the chat and just welcome some people back. We have Leo Geisers at the Irish Hotspur. What's up, brother? Big up Denver, Colorado. Big yourself up. Every Spurs fan out there in Colorado. John Fitzpatrick, Rhea Sullivan, they're all here. Simon McLure. John Fitzpatrick, it's Kulu Messi, my man. Kulu Messi. Absolutely love it. Someone wants to know what sort of new formation Newcastle play. Well, when I'm looking at it, I think it is 4 across the back, 3 in midfield, and 3 up top. But it more than likely end up being 5 in midfield with 1 up top, I reckon, to be honest with you. We also have Eva Man, CCH, Jay Goods, Don Anthony, Handsome Galaxy, Sir Dan, Dacier, Matthias. They're all here. They're all pumped. They are all raring to go for this match, all putting in the coins and everything else. Everybody is pumped. It is great to see. And we are less than an hour from kickoff. Our biggest game since the cup final against City last year. Don't care. Slag me all you want. For me, I think it's the biggest game. We've got a lot riding on these last 9 games. And I want European football back just like every single one of you. And I'm not talking about Europa Conference League, some third-rate sort of competition. I mean, Europa Conference League, if we're being honest, it's like going out to a nightclub full of models, and then you can't get them because they're too good looking. You go to the next group of girls, you can't get them, so you pull out the drunk one at the very end and you bring her home and you have a good time, and it's one you don't really tell your friends about. So for me, screw all that stuff. We've got to go out there and get the win. But we have a super chat here from Travis Kendall. He says, I would have preferred a 4-2-3-1 with Davies on left back, Doherty on right, and maybe stick Lucas or Stevie B in behind Kane to this lineup. Look, 4-2-3-1 is not a bad shout, my man, to be honest with you. And look, do you know what it is? Look, I'll be honest, I prefer the 4-2-3-1. I was never a big fan of the 3 at the back, but if that's what we play, I'm willing to get behind it. And for me, I think it'd be naive. I think it'd be silly of Conte to change up from the 3 at the back to go into the 4 at the back just because of one injury. I think he wants to keep everybody else where they are and how they're playing. And I think that's the whole idea behind it, to be honest with you. But look, I would have actually given Bergwijn a go at left wing back. He prefers to play on the left-hand side. So give him a go at left wing back and see what the guy can offer, but it didn't happen. Look, for me, Doherty, I just hope he has a good game, because with Doherty, he's going to want to come in on his right hand, on his right foot every single time. He is not comfortable on his left foot. I can tell you that now. I've watched him from Ireland. Against Lithuania, he gave away the ball more possession, the most out of any other player. And that was when he was playing on his right foot. His passing inside has a bit to be desired. I am worried about Doherty at left wing back. I am not going to lie to people. But look, enough of me, guys. Let's keep moving. Let's get on the next guest. And it is the one and only. Actually, before we do, Simon McClure says, David, big respect to you, man. Are you worried about St. Maximin against our fullbacks, wingbacks? I'll be honest with you. If he's over Doherty's side, 100% I worry. Like I said, I worry. Doherty cannot defend with the ball over his head. So I do worry about if he does go onto their side that they put the ball over his head and he can't read it. If he's over on Emerson's side, I mean, me and Jack were speaking about this yesterday, I'm actually comfortable enough with that. Because Emerson, he has the strength and everything else to be able to hold the guy off and deal with him. And ideally for me, what you want to do is you just want to keep showing the guy on the outside. Maximin wants to cut inside and have a shot, create trouble. Just don't let him come inside. Every single opportunity you get, show him on the outside and get him to ask questions of him. Do not let him on the inside. But big up Simon, my man. Catman Jess, Mr. Kaniki, all here as well. Rooty Tooty, good to see you. Daniel Dara, it's good to see everybody so pumped up before today's game. Absolutely loving it. Hopefully you're loving the energy. I mean, what better build-up would you get? Forget Fraud Sports. We are Tottenham TV is the place to be, baby, for all passionate Spurs fans. But let's keep moving. Let's get on the next guest. You've already had a sneak peek of who it is. It is the one and only Bobby K. Let's get him on. He's making a lot of noise in this Tottenham community. I hear nothing but good things about the guy. Let's get him on.
Good morning. How are you, David? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. I pulled out the flat cap just for you, my man, just for you.
I absolutely love it, my man. It looks well. You're absolutely rocking it. First of all, before we get into it, how did the kids get on in their playoff games?
Unfortunately, so the big man lost his semi-final, so they went into the third, fourth place game. They ended up winning that, so they finished third.
Come on, that'll do.
Little man, that'll do. Yeah, I'm happy. He's happy. So the little man, they made the final. They won their semi. Unfortunately, they lost their final, so they finished with silver. But we're all excited. I was able to work something out with my work location, so I'm cleared to coach him for summer soccer. So we're all signed up and ready to go. In about another 6-7 weeks, we'll be back out on the fields and right back into it, making noise. So they're happy, I'm happy. You know what I mean? That's all that matters, right? So, and it's a house league. Like I said, it's a good development, not winning or losing. But we all know we say that, but you want to win, right?
No, look, fair play to the boys. Look, at the end of the day, you know, I'm not being bad, Bobby, but maybe that little bit hurt might actually do good for them in terms of the long run, that they'll never want to feel that again. They'll do absolutely everything they can to make sure they win things in the future. I mean, losing never done me any harm. I don't like it. I still don't like it to this day. So, you know, and I do everything in my power to win things. So, you know, that's what it's about at the end of the day. But look, Bobby, you know, fair play to the two boys picking up medals. You do love to see that. But what are your thoughts ahead of today's game, lad?
I appreciate you bringing that up about the boys, David. That's really good of you. Solid, man. Solid, man.
I remember everything. I remember we had that conversation a couple of weeks ago.
That's fantastic. So many weeks ago as well. And you've talked to a billion people in between then, and you still remember that. So good for you, man. That's awesome. You know what? I appreciate that. I really do. You just made me smile again. Big Mike kind of brought up some really points that were relevant and everything like that, and kind of took a little bit of my hype away, because I was like, all right, come on, we're going to get in there. We're going to get this done today. Another 3-1. Let's get, you know, we're at home. Let's start making this place our fortress. I know Nick, Stel, Iggy, Al, they're all down there already outside the stadium. They're meeting up with the crew, with Ben and that. So I know they're going to be inside the stadium, rocking the place, making some noise. So I'm hoping we can get something done for our fans over there. But then, of course, two issues, and I'll say it with you, Big Mike, if you're still watching back there. But we were talking in the back room, and I said 3-1, and then he went online and said 3-1. But that was before we saw our lineup. So after seeing the lineup now, I'm going to go with 2-1, and that's the hopeful in me. The realist can see a draw now, only because of our lineup. You know, I despise having Doherty on the left side. I don't like it at all. He's never had a good game over there at all. He's never had more than a 5 or 6 out of 10 star performance at very best from that position. So that makes me very nervous. With St. Maximum, I think he's going to run right around Royal. I think he's going to make him a pylon. He's just going to cut him inside out. He's from what it looks like, he's playing on the left. So he is matched up against Royal right now. But Royal, you guys, you know, you and Jack talk about his physical abilities are there. He's got the pace, he's got the strength, he's got a bit of the size and everything like that. But mentally, he just is not there. He reminds me of Sanchez with the mental mistakes, almost, that all the ability in the world, but for something switches off for a half a second. And we all know in football, this game is so fast, especially a guy like that's the St. Maximum kid. He's so fast, you can't switch off for a half a second. He'll be by you and gone. And then once he cuts inside, he gets that shot off. It's something to worry about. But I'm going to remain hopeful. You know, every time I've talked to you, we've come out with 3 points. So I'm going to keep our Irish Indian streak going, right? And let's go get that 3 points again. I'm sticking with my 3-1 score line because Big Mike said that as well. So being a Big Mike lover and the legend that he is, you got to support the big fella. So, Mikey, let's all hope we're smiling at the end of this game, brother. But I really think we're going to be okay. I liked whose comment was it with the 4-3-2-1?
Oh, that was what was the name? Tavar, I think it was. I'll get it now properly. Okay. Travis Kendall.
Travis, I preferred that in terms of not forcing Doherty over to the left side. I think we're better off with keeping Ben Davies there and then Doherty on the right, or even Royal in the right back position, and then going to the 3 behind Kane. But I'd rather, honestly, if you're asking me if my options are to put Mora in behind Kane, or even on the wing, and then Decky plays behind Kane, or play Doherty at left back, there's no option there.
Yeah.
For me personally, it's okay. No, Doherty, you don't go to the left side of the field. This is the middle of the field. You stay on this side only.
Yeah.
This side only. Don't ever go over there. That's the dark side. You know, we'll play Star Wars with them and say, don't ever go to that side of the field. No. You're not allowed over there.
Do you know what, Bobby? I just worry that having both of them, look, Emerson Royale, as we know, he's not the best going forward. Doherty over on the left-hand side, he won't be able to recreate going forward what he is on the right-hand side. He just won't.
He's got no left foot.
No. And it's kind of like it takes a lot from us in the wing-back positions going forward. And that's what my biggest concern is, because today the onus is on us to go and break them down. Now, look, I actually, deep down, I really hope Emerson comes out today like a man on fire, like a man on a mission, puts in an absolute worldie defensively and going forward, and shows to us Spurs fans that he can actually do it. And I would love Doherty to have a masterful game on the left-hand side, but I'm struggling to see it right now. I am struggling to see it. But, Bobby, we have a super chat in here, and it's just someone that just wants to pass down some good vibes to you. And it's Michael Sobers. He says, big up the legend. That is Bobby K. Come on, you Spurs. What do you want to say to Michael?
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate that. Thank you, Michael. Very, very kind of you. I'm still in rookie mode, like I say. I keep getting the legend tag thrown at me, but that's just this wonderful community that I've been able to join and become a part of, thanks to a certain guy named Brian Daigle. But I don't want to praise him too much because I know he's listening. I know he's watching, and you've got 7 messages unresponded to right now. So we'll speak about that after the game today, sir. But but no, it's you know what, I love it, David. I've met so many, and I was talking about this with Mike in the back room and Nick this morning, that I've met so many wonderful people in this community, and it just shows you that, you know, we love to rejoice together when these guys put us on that high, when they put us up on that pillar and the pedestal, and just give us that reason to just smile all friggin' week. Or they take it away from us in the blink of an eye and just depress us, ruin our friggin' Sunday. Because don't forget, we start 5 hours earlier than you. So my whole day's fucked. You know, these guys ruined my entire damn day. Like, stop doing that, you know? So then it's like sit at home and play Fortnite with the kids and be depressed, basically, instead of going out and getting something done. But yeah, I think we can get it done today. I'm really hopeful. We've got the 2 in a row finally. We got that win-loss duck off our back. I think with the fact that the international break, we were really okay with that. The fact that Wales released Davies and let him come back instead of subjecting him to more training and possibly risking further injury,
that was nice.
Getting worse. Yeah, that was shocking. You know, when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's pretty classy for you guys to say. Look, you know, there's nothing to play for us right now. Let's let him go back and get recharged and everything like that. So we didn't lose anybody in the international break. The fact Kane didn't play that much for England is great for us. He's rested. So the only 2 that I know really got on with their minutes were Son and Højbjerg. And I don't know if anybody else, there's somebody in there that I'm missing that I put in a lot of time for their international league. Did Benny play in both games, full 90 minutes?
I'm not sure if he played in both, but I do know his last game for them was Thursday morning, Europe, UK time. So I wonder, will he be feeling a bit jet lagged, a bit tired? Maybe it'd be very interesting to see. And that is another little concern I have.
Yeah, because he's got the travel and everything as well, right? So that's a bit of an issue too, right?
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see how he comes back, because we definitely can't have Doherty playing on the left side and then Harry Winks coming into the middle of the field. That's it. Your reaction says it all. I think it's the same one that everybody in the chat right now just no.
Do you know what it is, Bobby? I've been saying this from day dot since I ever first come on to WeAreTottenham TV about this guy. He's just not good enough. He's not at the level we need. And for me, I actually don't even like mentioning his name in around match days, because it just gives me an uneasy feeling. You know, it really does.
Cringe,
yeah, it does.
It does. Say pedophile or something, you know, the Winks, or you can use the word Arsenal. You can say Spursy, but don't say fucking Winks.
No, you can't. It's like a swear word around here, my man. It is like a swear word. But look,
every
Bobby,
time you say it,
I do have 2 more guests I need to get on with about 15 minutes after the show, so I'm actually running way back in. But
no problem.
I want to say, Bobby, it was great speaking to you. Wish the lads best of luck in their next football endeavours as well, my man. But before we let you go, I know you already gave your score prediction. Maybe give it one more time and give me a big...
I'm sticking, baby. I'm sticking. 3 there and 1 to them. Only because they're our fullbacks. So that's it, buddy. We're sticking with the 3-1. We're going to get, I think I want to see Decky get one in there. I want to see Sonny get one in there. And then I'm going to say Mora with the super sub appearance gets one in there. I'm not even going to give one to Kane today. We always give one to Kane, but I know you're going to give them to him, so I'll let you carry on with the Kane support. Other players need some love too, right? Other players need some love too. But Dave, always a pleasure, man.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure. But Bobby, show everybody out there how passionate and infectious you are. Give me a come on, you Spurs, baby.
Come on, you Spurs!
Come on! on, you Spurs. That's what I'm talking about. Bobby, I know it's already over there, but screw it. Get a beer into you and let's enjoy this game, my man. Come on, you Spurs.
2. 1 for you, 1 for me, baby.
That's what I'm talking about, my man. Everybody.
Have a great day, everybody in the chat. Enjoy the game.
What a guest, everybody. Give Bobby K. Look, I don't even need to say this because you all love him anyway, but give him love in the chat. Absolutely brilliant call with Bobby K. Great discussion as well. Come on, you Spurs. He just brings that passion, that infectiousness. And guys, we are now 35 minutes away from kickoff. The tension is building. I am getting nervous, but I'm also getting excited. 35 minutes away. Let's get at this. It's a huge game today, but we've got 2 guests left. We've got Westy and we've got the one and only Mr. Daigle in the back end. So look, first we're going to get on Westy. Let's hear what his thoughts are ahead of today's game. Let's bring him on. Abracadabra. Here he is, Westy. How are you keeping, my man?
Not too bad, mate. Yourself?
Oh, you're on mute, brother. You're on mute.
Hello?
Go on now. You're all good. I can hear you now. What's cracking, my man?
Not much yourself?
Oh, man, I'm absolutely buzzing. It's game day, baby. Spurs are playing. I've been waiting for this since I got back from the West Ham game. I'm absolutely buzzing. Westy, what's your thoughts ahead of today's game, lad?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a good game, but I think I think we're definitely gonna win without a shadow of doubt. I think Saint Maximum, he's not a player that can start. He's an impact sub. So I don't think he hasn't got the minutes in him to do what he needs to do, which is a bonus for us, I would say.
Yeah. No, 100%. Just quickly, Josh, hi. Welcome to Gold, my man. Absolutely loving it. Look, brother, get yourself on the post-match fan show, Josh, and come on and have your say after every single game. And if in future, get on to the pre-match pump-up and come and talk to myself, my man. I want to meet every single one of you guys in the chat, so do come on and have your say. And every other day during the week, or every day during the week, there's also shows for you to come on and have your say. Welcome to the Tottenham community, Josh, your boy, and hopefully we see a lot more of you around here. But Westy, my man, I'm absolutely buzzing about today's game. But what do you think of the lineup? Of course, look, everything else stays the same. Bar the 2 wing-backs, starting at left wing-back. Emerson in on the right. What's your thoughts on the situation there?
Shit, it's crap. I would say have Davis as left wing back and stick Doherty in the left back, centre back role, because Davis is good, and I think he would stop any attacks going down the left side. I can't see Doherty doing much. I just think he'll cause us a lot of problems going down that side.
Yeah, no, look, I have big fears of it as well, especially Doherty. Look, Emerson, I'm not actually too worried about him defensively. It's more going forward, what he can offer us going forward, to be honest with you. Look, it's going to be a long, tough afternoon. Back in from international break, both wing backs. I'm not convinced we're going to see much output from them going forward, which I believe we need if Newcastle are going to come here and sit in for a point like I think they will. So that is slightly concerning. But my man, do you think Son, Kane and Kulu can pick up from where they left off against West Ham? Actually, Bentancur and Højbjerg too. Do you think they can all pick up from where they left off against West Ham and take to the Newcastle team? Do we have enough to break down this low block team?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, especially with Kulu at the minute, the way he's playing, it's just unreal. And I was just thinking, if push comes to shove and they do start dominating us, which I don't think they will, we could always have him drop back and go into sort of a left mid, defending mid to keep them off of Doherty's back in that case. But hopefully you don't get that far and we can just dominate with the 3 boys up front.
Yeah. No, I really do hope so. Look, Kane, Son and Kulu, they're really starting to link up very well. You look at Kulu and how well he's slotted in on that right-hand side. Yes, he likes to cut in on his left. But the danger he poses is he can skin you and crack a shot, which he can shoot, we know. Or he loves playing these disguised little reverse passes back into Kane's part or back into Son's part. And like even when Kane was dropping deep, Son running, coming into the middle and filling that void and getting in behind like he was against West Ham. all this sort of movement between the front three is going to be absolutely crucial today. And it's just crucial that if Newcastle do counter-attack us and we take the ball off them and they do commit men forward, like against West Ham, we've got to take the ball off them and get quick ball up to the front line, like Bentancur done all game long. I mean, how good has Bentancur been since he's got here, Westy? We were talking about how good Kulu's been, but how good has Bentancur been?
Yeah, he's been decent. I've said in times where I think sometimes he tries too much doing some skills. It's not worth it. Just get the ball out your feet, get it going forward, and let's crack on and get another goal sort of thing. But other than that, yeah, he is a decent player. You know, he always comes back and defends.
Yeah.
Not shy of a tackle.
100%, man. And look, like I was saying, we've kept 3 clean sheets out of our last 5 Premier League games. And the back three has been improving of Romero, Davies and Dyer. Do you put that improvement on solely Romero? Or do you think you have to give Dyer and Davies credit as well?
I think it does help having Romero in there, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
But then, again, they all rely on each other. So I think it's all 3 of them that do sort of contribute. I sort of have seen recently that we are potentially after a 22-year-old from Oxford, McAnally.
Yeah.
And my brother watched him I've seen him quite a lot. And he says he's a decent player and he's not afraid to run forward with the ball. So if that is the case and the rumours are true, then hopefully that puts a bit of pressure on Dyer and hopefully see what goes from there. But
no, 100%, Westy, 100%. I mean, look, no, I'm not even going to ask that question. It's going to like, would you be happy if we took a point last case scenario? But ideally, we should be beating teams like Newcastle, 100%, my man. But yeah. Westy, before I let Brian Daigle on, any other points you want to make, man?
No, I think I'm happy. There's a little bit of me is nervous, as usual, but I think with Højbjerg in the middle, you know, he's going to be sticking some elbows in, hopefully. So, which I'd love to see. Always love watching Højbjerg play. As long as Dirty Shelby don't do anything again like he normally does, get him sent off early. Yeah, it'll be a good game.
No, it will. And I cannot wait. We are literally 29 minutes from kickoff. So, Westy, I better let you go, get your pre-match meal ready and get the beers out of the fridge, my man. Nice and cold, put the feet up. It's a lovely day out there for a game of football. Yeah. Westy, what's your score prediction? And give me a big come on, you Spurs. Show me your passion, baby. Let's go.
I'm going to give it a 4-1. And come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs. 4-1. Absolutely loving it. You can't get any more confident than that. Westy, beat yourself up, and I'll see you next week for the game, my man.
Cheers, mate.
Everybody, give Westy a lot of love in the comments. A great guy, always comes on as well. Brilliant guest, and always brings some good points. Get in the comments. Let's give Westy a bit of love, guys. But we are now 28 minutes from kickoff. I cannot wait. It is getting closer by the minute. And speaking of minutes, I better hurry up. So let's get this next guest on. It is the one and only from Tottenham on tour. It is one half of Tottenham on tour. Not even one half, 1/4 of Tottenham on tour nowadays. Let's get him on. It's the one and only B-Dog, Brian Daigle.
What's up, David and everyone in the chat? How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm absolutely buzzing. Spurs are back. I mean, it's what we live for. What are your thoughts, Brian? Yeah, are you buzzing for today's game or you're nervous?
I'm a bit of both, mate. I'm a bit of both. And as everyone's been speaking, the wing backs worry me. And also looking at that bench, that is not a top 4 bench. It's concerning. But listen, the boys the main boys that we need on that pitch are on the pitch. So that's the most important thing.
Well, Brian, let's get into the wing backs. I mean, what concerns you?
What concerns me, Doherty at left back really concerns me. We see that he's been found, and this isn't because he's been shit. He's had a few good games at right back, but whenever he's been at left back, it's been a car crash. To tell you the truth, I would even put Bergwijn there. I would put Bergwijn there and go more attacking. He's played it at right back. Don't know if he'd be as good as left back, but I'd rather that option to put Doherty in his better position. And it's also concerning that Reguilon is on the bench but not starting. I mean, even if he has,
He might be on the bench.
yeah, he's on the bench from what I saw. Unless my thing has told me wrong. No, he's not. Sorry, my bad. My bad.
Yeah, I was thinking he wasn't. I was thinking, did I miss his name or something?
My bad. My bad. Again, this comes down to strength in depth, but him on the left worries me. I can't remember who said it. It might have been West just before me about Davies at left back, and then put someone in a centre back position like a Sanchez or someone. At least you got someone that knows the role and is left-footed. That concerns me. Like you said, Royale is normally great. Not normally great. Normally terrible. But that's when he hasn't got Romero next to him.
Yeah.
When I was at the Man City game with the boys, Henderson had a good game because he had Romero next to him. So it just puts a lot more responsibility on Romero today, in my opinion.
No, look, absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. I think, look, every Spurs fan definitely is along the lines with you there, Daigle. But look, interesting you brought up the bench. I mean, let's go into it. I agree with you. It's not a top 4 bench for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, let's have a look at it. Galini, Sanchez, Rodon, Harry Winks, Lucas Moura, Harvey White, Jamie Bowden, Bergwijn, and Scarlett. That just goes to show how threadbare we are.
I mean, 321 players on there. Is there 3?
Exactly. I mean, I can understand Harvey White because he's been pushing for quite a while. Again, with Scarlett, it goes to show our lack of depth in that area. Jamie Bowden, listen, I'm happy for him and his family. He's on the bench. He's going to live out the dream.
Kid, come on.
But you know for a fact he's not coming on the pitch. You know for a fact he's not coming on the pitch. So that concerns me. And Harry Winks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you look at it and it's threadbare. It's threadbare. So let's just hope it doesn't come down to a substitution thing. But we should see. I mean, hopefully we need everyone fighting fit. And this game is huge for us. It's absolutely massive, especially with Chelsea dropping points and other teams. And the fact that we're going before Arsenal, not knowing what they've got, we're going to put some pressure on them. We've got to make sure we take advantage of it. We have to.
No, absolutely spot on, Brian. Absolutely spot on. Look, Brian, we've all been critical of this Tottenham team up until the West Ham game. I mean, look, everyone is in their right to be. What do you want to see from this Tottenham side that will make you happy over the next 9 games? That after these 9 games are done, whether we get top 4 or we don't, that you can look back and say, well, at least, they gave it a good effort. They restored a bit of pride.
That's what you just said it in a nutshell. I think every Spurs fan is like, if we don't get it, let's at least attempt to get there and then maybe just come short in the last couple of games as opposed to having it done with 4 or 5 games to go or whatever. Listen, I always say, like we all say, if we go and lose a game, which every team will do at some point in the season, unless you go invincible, which we know is very, very rare. If you lose a game and you lose it, but you gave in a good performance, you gave everything you got, you just put your hands up and say, do you know what? I'm pissed off that we lost, but the better team won. That's it.
Yeah.
But when there's shocking performances and so lethargic and so lackluster, that's when you start to get annoyed. That's when you're like, oh, for God's sake, I'm fuming because they can do better.
Yeah.
Every one of us and you and me and everyone in the chat and every single Spurs fan knows if we were on the pitch, we would run through brick walls.
Yeah.
We would do anything we need to do to get the job done. And if we didn't get the job done, at least when you get back in the changing room, the manager can say, do you know what? You did everything I asked. You gave everything you got. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, and then put it as that. But if we just throw it away and to use the word we all hate, Spursy it up, that's when the knives come out and people start to get infuriated. Obviously, myself included in that. Yeah. And that's what does it. If you give it as good as you can get, if you give it your hardest, then there's nothing you can do. The better team won.
Exactly, Brian. You're absolutely spot on there, my man. All you want is to see them give it absolutely everything. But look, Brian, I do have to end off now in 2 minutes. So I think this might be the last question I'm going to put to you. So look, feel free to take your time and answer it. But Tottenham, we know a 2-goal win will take us into the top 4 before Arsenal play Crystal Palace tomorrow night. It would be the first time the club have been in the top 4 in the final 2 months of a season since finishing 4th in 18-19. How confident are you about our chances of making the top 4, Brian?
So I've been saying this all along. Literally, it's hard for me because I think this run that we could go on, it maybe have come just too late. I know Arsenal got Chelsea, they got United, they got us. I still think, and we see by the end of today, that we might fall a bit short. But if it comes down to the game against the Filth, and it's like Man City, where when Crouch scored that header and it's winner takes all,
yeah.
then I think we're going to win it. Then I think we'll get top four. Because listen, at Tottenham, at the Lane, we always have the better performance, and we've got a good record. And we played them 3 times if you include that mental health one at the beginning of this season, and we've won all 3 games. And this time it'll be packed in front of 62,000 people. So I think if it comes down to winner takes all, then I think we win.
No. Yeah. Do you know what? I really do hope so. It'd be nice for it. I don't know whether I want it to come down to that game or not. I don't know if I trust the team or not, to be honest with you, Brian. But
well, you look at it, David. If it does come down to it, it's either going to be winner takes all, or St Tottenham's Day is going to start at Tottenham, and that will be like the worst thing that could ever happen.
Painful.
And all I will say, if that did happen, thank God I live in Canada. Thank God I live in Canada, because the abuse I'd get from my friends that support the Filth and from everyone else will be. I'd have to say I'd leave the country, but thankfully I don't live in the country, so I get away from it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Look, I think if that happens, I'll be asking you to build me an igloo out there, and I'll be coming out to join you, to be honest with you, Daigle. But look, my man, I do have to wrap it up. I think they're trying to get everyone on for the watch along. They're absolutely pumped in there. They're shaking, rattling the screens in there. Get off, we want to come on. So look, Daigle, I mean, first of all, before we let you go, where can people find you? Not that you need to tell them, they already know. But I swear, what's your score prediction? And I want to come on you Spurs, my man.
Okay, so they can obviously find me, Brian Ireland, Adam Clark, and Danny Kiriakou at Tottenham on tour. Brian Ireland's actually on his way to Vancouver right now, so he's going to be 3 hours behind us. So there might be a few shows this week with just the 3 of us, because of the time difference. He's going to be 3 hours behind us. They can find us at Tottenham on tour. So my head has been saying 1-1 all week, but my heart is saying 3-1. So I'm going to go with my heart and say 3-1. I can't wait to get on the fan show and see Henry Wright and Simeon, who are going to give everyone a brilliant watch along. And whilst I'm doing my big come on you Spurs, I'm just doing my finger exercise ready. So come on you Spurs! And as always, Levy out.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the way it's brilliant. Big up Brian Daigle. Everybody do get over there and check out Tottenham on tour. What a man. He can never ever leave without doing his trademark. I absolutely love the guy. But look, guys, there we are. Another pre-match pump up this season down. We have 8 more to go. It's kind of sad, to be honest with you. I enjoy doing these and enjoy speaking to you all out there. I hope everybody has enjoyed it. Like I said, I actually think this has been one of the best ones in quite some time, to be honest with you. I really do hope everyone has enjoyed it. I did say bear with me, to be honest with you, because, I thought maybe I might need a bit of time to get back into it, but that certainly wasn't the case. Guys, we are now 15, 16, 17, 18 minutes from kickoff. The pressure is building. The tension is building. But most important, the excitement is building. Now, I am going to end off. I'm going to pass it over to Sim and Henry Wright for the watch along. I have been the Irish Hotspur. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you do like what I bring, why not come over to my channel and smash that subscribe button? Help me get to 7K. It'd be absolutely awesome. But guys out there, stay tuned for Henry, for the one and only Simeon as well. By the way, he's very good at FIFA. He spanked me. I'm still raging over. I want to get my revenge if you're watching, Tim. But as always, guys, get the red wine jus out. It's nice with a bit of Magpie. Come on, you Spurs. In Conte we trust. Let's go, baby.